everybody. I'm East Coast Pete. Welcome to my show, Lest We Forget, Crack the Sky. They're an American prog band formed in the early 70s in West Virginia. They had chart success initially, but now are not well known beyond the Baltimore area. They are still together and still performing today, and they certainly have a cool logo. They began as Uncle Louie and Sugar, John Palumbo on vocals, Rick Witowski on guitars. We're in Uncle Louie, and Joe McCrae on bass, and Jim Griffiths on guitar were in Sugar. Terry Minnicue, nephew to Terry Cashman of Cash West Productions, convinced the parties to a development deal to record demos. Minnicue was impressed with the results, and the 10-piece double band was downsized to 5 members, and these were Joey D'Amico on drums, Joe McCrae on bass, John Palumbo, Rick Witowski, and Jim Griffiths all on guitar. These were now the core members of Crack the Sky. Cash West formed Lifesong, and the band was their first to release an album for them, and what a fun ride it is. It's so completely American. Their self-named album went in 1975 and was critically acclaimed. Lifesong could not handle the distribution that was required. The music was on the radio, but there were no records in the stores. Somehow stores in and around Baltimore were able to have product available. Radio airplay diminished, except in Pittsburgh, where laid-back Larry Allen gave it heavy rotation. And it was a great album, it really was. Here come the Sharks, Whitey. Their second effort was a rock opera about the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, but in production the concept was reduced to one song, Rangers at Midnight. As for the rest of Animal Notes, it had no singles, and the band didn't like commercial music. And one of the songs, We Want Mine, was about Lifesong Records fumbling and about royalties withheld. Crack the Sky had finished 2 cross-country tours, opening for Styx, Supertramp, Rush, Foreigner, ELO, Yes, ZZ Top, Kansas, Edgar Winter, Frank Zappa, and Boston. What the fuck? Let me at least have a cassette for the car. Palumbo left to pursue a solo career. The new album with 3 new members was Safety in Numbers. In '78, it went to number 126 in the United States. They opened for Heart on their Dog and Butterfly tour, and Crack the Sky were grounded by their unworkable contract with Lifesong. They had no choice but to disband. The 80s saw a reunion and an album replete with single quality songs. White music did not fit into the changing musicscape and got very little attention. Even in Pittsburgh, McCrae and D'Amico returned to the Steel City to join with singer-songwriter Bill Taylor. The B.E. Taylor Group released an indie EP, which led to a 2-album deal with MCA. The 2 LPs were Intermission and Love Won the Fight. And the single Vitamin L made it to the charts, and this led to signing with CBS, who released a 3rd album, Our World, in '86. And at the same time, Palumbo reformed Crack the Sky and released an LP titled Photo Flamingo. It was another false start, and the band disbanded again in '83. Palumbo returned to his solo career, but in '86 he released his studio album, Raw, as a Crack the Sky album, and this forged the way for D'Amico to return for some shows in Baltimore. Then in 1988, Palumbo joined with Witowski, DePaul, and D'Amico to produce From the Greenhouse, a return to the band's classic sound. It peaked at 186 in the US, but the reviews were mixed. Regardless, Ziegler returned on bass. In the 90s saw sporadic performances in and around Baltimore. 2 albums, Dog City and Cut, but there were no charts. Ghost was released in 2001. Dogs from Japan went in 2003, both released to critical acclaim. And then in 2007, original bassist Joe McRae returned, and another album. They were all back, and they were all well seasoned. In 1995, John and Ian Palumbo, with Tim Diener and Dr. Maurice Hayes, released Supper's Ready, a tribute to Genesis, as part of a compilation record on Magna Carta Records. You know, I would have done that if I had a band that could handle Supper's Ready. I had a pretty good band. Couldn't handle Supper's Ready, though. No way. The first album, here's the songs. Hold On, You're Doing Fine, You Got an Okay Mind. It's a very positive message. 2, Surf City. It's not surf rock. Here Come the Sharks. Very quirky song. Gotta hear it. I can't explain it. Sea Epic. Sailor Story. Captain is alone, no woman waiting at home. For she's a dancer, and I like the way she moves. He's a dancer, he likes to wine and dine. It's got horns. 7, Mine Baby. Got a cool video. Don't hit that mail truck, they are built like tanks. 8, I Don't Have a Tie to Wear to Your Affair. And then Sleep. I could be a hero, caught in the sun rays. I'm blinded by the light, caught in the moonlight, blinded by the night. So what do you think of this band? They're still at it too. And credit is due. They should have gone so much further, I think. It's just, you know, you gotta go with a trend or something. You can't be this good and not make it. But you know, metal, grunge, techno, whatever, you know, this band is just, you know, good, honest prog rock. And after the 70s, there wasn't much place for a band like this. There certainly is now. So keep after it, guys. You never know. Thanks for being with me on Lest We Forget. See you next time. We're going to look at Magma.